hilarious.
All right, here we go. Welcome into the post-game Winners Lounge. There we go, from the DNVR Bar.
Magic.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Paul Millsap magic.
What's up, guys? Welcome in. Harrison Wind, of course, joined by the man working on the score graphic as we speak. Eric Weedham, his proper name.
You guys cannot wait to see the score graphic. I put a lot of love into this one. I'm going to put the right score in there.
Love it.
Let's go.
Also joined by Superstar Dev, of course.
See, I get called out when I get bets wrong.
Yeah.
But nobody gives me credit when I get them all right.
I sound like you just gave yourself credit for it. That's
Somebody has to do it.
I want to go that 1 second. We are presented, of course, by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to download DraftKings Sportsbook. It's tourney time, so a lot of great deals going on DraftKings. You can win a lot of money. Make sure to use code DNVR when you download it and sign up. The Nuggets, winners tonight, 110-99 over the Orlando Magic. It wasn't pretty.
definitely
That's a munder.
got
That is a munder.
They definitely played against an NBA basketball team. I'll say that. That's the one thing you can't take away.
I think I made the joke tonight when we were downstairs. I know Aaron Gordon's on the block. I know Evan Fournier is on the block. The Magic should probably just trade their whole team.
Everyone needs to just start over.
Yeah, like just trade everybody. Vucevic, Terrence Ross.
Keep Dwayne Bacon over there.
Williams, Steve Clifford. I guess you can hold on to him. Good coach, good character builder, but trade everybody, I think. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't pretty. Here's what kind of happened tonight. So Nuggets had a 24-point lead early in the third quarter. It was 63-39, and then I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to launch a full-on investigation into what happens at halftime. I'm ready to go full CSI.
Do it.
Let's do it.
You've got the access.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make some phone calls, man.
Maybe I got to make some calls because Denver gets outscored 30-19 in the third. Honestly, it seemed worse. And then it was a 5-point game early in the fourth. It was a 6-point game with 3 minutes left in the fourth. I had no doubt Denver was going to pull it out in the end, though.
That was a atrocious third quarter. Like, we always talk about all these bets and things like that, but that third quarter is the easy lock of the game every single time. Just go against the Nuggets because I think that Michael Malone, if we're going to talk about some conspiracies, I think Michael Malone bets against his team in the third quarter. That's an easy one. Like, you can't get caught if you just keep on betting against your own team.
He went full Pete Rose.
And then we're like, we're going to try figure it out in the fourth quarter, but they do not look good in that third quarter. And luckily, they're playing against the Magic because if they're playing against any other team or a really good team, that's maybe not a game that they get back in. That was a tough showing in that third quarter, but Jokic made it fun in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean that's the bench though, right? It was the bench that came in and really coughed up the lead in the third, right?
Well, it was the starters a little bit, man. I mean,
the bench actually finished all in the plus.
Yeah, because they had that huge lead right at the beginning of the quarter. I think Porter had the first basket of the third. And then from there, it just went downhill. It just absolutely went downhill. So it was the starters. And, yeah, good point, Kale. All the bench finished in the pluses tonight. Most of the starters did, too, except for Paul Millsap. But
yeah, I mean, everyone, in the end, do we have any minuses on our team? Who was a minus?
We had one
Millsap.
minus. Paul Millsap.
Okay, well, there you go.
Zeke Naji was even.
And Millsap didn't even play too much.
He played 18 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't even get, the chance to try to make himself up, but also
he got Dante Jones.
That's also a game that the Nuggets look like they shorten the rotation. So I mean, I don't want to look too far into it, but maybe Millsap is like starting to like get pushed out. Like that was a game that Zeke Naji, PJ Dozier played a little bit more from off of the bench, and Millsap was not a part of that game going in the second half.
Yeah. You mentioned it, Dev, but Nikola Jokic tonight, 28 points, 11 of 17 shooting, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Every single night, the guy does it. And this was a night where, yeah, the Nuggets offense looked great in the first half, but it's not like Jamal Murray had a great night. I didn't think he was great for most of this game. Michael Porter Jr. finished with 18 and 7. I didn't think he was amazing tonight.
Yeah, it's Jokic.
Yeah, here was another
Just
night
Jokic.
where Nikola Jokic just, I felt like, carried this team for most of the game. And it's what he does. He is unbelievably consistent from game one until now. He just does it every single night.
Like for that to be a triple double, like that was just like I'm just the best in the world type of game. Like it's just coming so easy, like that you look up and he has a triple double. That wasn't a game that like they forced the ball into him a lot. That wasn't a game that he's taking every single shot, because we've seen he had a triple double. He's getting other people involved. He's making sure that like when the game is on the line, he takes over and he's like, give me the ball and move out of the way, because from here I have it. That's just the type of thing. We can't even call him Jokic no more. That is MVP front runner.
Should we just
Nikola
call him
Jokic.
MVP?
We might as well just call him MVP.
MVJ?
Maybe we should just never utter the name Jokic on this show for the next couple months. Just refer to him as MVP.
Because if we were at Ball Arena, the fans would be calling him MVP. Everybody would be
The
screaming
fake fans
MVP.
would be calling him MVP.
They probably already have the fake fans calling him that. Like he is MVP.
Yeah.
MVP had an MVP performance tonight.
Are we going to call him MVP? I'm ready.
Yeah. So the other thing that stood out, kind of what you were talking about with MVP's game tonight. It's like
It felt all too
Nikola
that felt good.
Vucevic just had no chance the entire night. Nikola Vucevic, he's a fine player. He's
an all-star,
He's an
dude.
all-star in the Eastern Conference. Big caveat there. He's a fine player. He's Jokic's Balkan brother. Those two have a really close relationship on and off the court. But I mean, how demoralizing would it be to be Nikola Vucevic and Nikola Jokic just posting you up? Sorry, MVP's just posting you up.
You're with the H, bro.
And like, you know what this dude's going to do every single time. He's just, going to shoot a face-up jumper. He's going to back you down, little righty hook over his left shoulder. You know what he's going to do. He's not quick about it. He doesn't have the athleticism, but there's just nothing you can do to stop it.
I think that's what the intrigue is with MVP. I think that's why everyone is like
I'm liking
confused about him. I think that's why everybody's confused like about what he does, because everybody has that same exact issue with MVP. Like they're just like, how do we slow him? Like how do we
slow
stop
down
him?
MVP?
He's not moving fast. He's not out there like doing anything athletic. He's destroying our defense. We don't know how to guard him. We don't know if we could zone him. We don't know if we could man him. MVP just goes out there and does exactly what he wants. You see how smooth that
It's
sounds?
it's literally funny every time to me. You're going to make me giggle to say that every single time.
But really, like, Nikola had no chance. He could have the name
Vucevic?
Nikola. He could have the
Yeah.
name Nikola.
Yeah, yeah.
Like MVP does what he wants, and Vucevic is he's not a bad like defender or anything like that. Like he's out there trying, but there's really nothing you can do when a guy is that good and that hot, and he's doing it on an every single night basis.
Yeah.
It's funny you say, like, hot. He's not hot. It's like he's not like
No.
on a streak. It's just
This was a run-of-the-mill standard
the
game.
the official word again for MVP is workmanlike. This
Yeah.
was a workmanlike, absolute domination, triple double without breaking a sweat. Vucevic would get up in his grill and he would just do that thing where he just raises his arms up above. Somehow he is able to tower above even a center like that and just flick it up, no question, move on, easy peasy. You know what's funny? Early on when I was saying I was making the score and I was going to put the right score in, I did not put the right score in. I had to just reset it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you probably thought it was going to be a bigger Nuggets blowout than it ended up
Munder,
being.
baby.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Nuggets should have won this game by 20, 25 points. There is this thing that happens, though, with Denver's offense, man. And it's crazy because we're nitpicking one of the best offenses in the league. But it's kind of crazy because there are times when the Nuggets offense dies, and it really is because they just go away from what works for them. They start shooting jumpers. They go away from MVP, the best player in the league, for some ungodly reason on the offensive end of the floor. And their offense tanks every now and then. And it's crazy to nitpick because they are such an elite offense. But when their offense dies, it's always for the same reason. It's always because they settle for jumpers where most possessions, they can really get a layup if they want to and if they play through Jokic. But that's kind of what happened tonight in the third quarter, it felt like.
I think that it's the right idea, to go away from him because we've seen with James Harden and all these other like fake MVP like candidates that you can't win in the playoffs or when it matters just going through one guy. You're going to need other people involved. So like going through MVP every single time will be very, very easy for them to like pick up big points and big wins, like things like that. But it's not like what you want in the long haul. You want Jamal to be in a rhythm. You want MPJ to be in a rhythm. You want everyone else involved in some type of way. And it looks like every single time they're like if you like just break down how the games go, you let Will Barton go in the first quarter and see how he's going to have of the game, like just like give me points. Then you see like Jamal Murray and see how he's going for the night. And throughout the whole time, MVP is doing whatever he wants. And then you like trying to get everyone else involved. And then it's like, okay, that's not working. We're losing the game. It's close. MVP, come do what you do. And then he does what he does every single time, and he carries them to victory. Sometimes he doesn't have it. But that's just like what the game plan is. So I feel like they're doing the right thing, but trying to get everyone else involved. But really, MVP could put up monster. He's already putting up great numbers. He could put up monster numbers if they just went through him every single time.
It's just like it's a really simple game. If you're the Nuggets, it's so simple, and sometimes they just make it harder than they need to make it.
It's true. It feels like cheating. You're like, should we give it?
It's too easy.
They're like, should we give it to MVP
to go
again?
through the MVP every
I just thought
time
about
down.
this. So our big three potentially: MPJ, MVP, and MAL.
See, I see what you guys did, and you did that. There's the threes. It's that.
That's what I'm saying,
but
dude.
It does feel like it's cheating. Like I used to play like the video game, and like I stopped playing the fighting game, Mortal Kombat, and all those things because I'm pushing the same button every time.
Get over here.
The people are just gonna keep walking into it. That's how it feels like.
It's like the Nuggets are playing on rookie mode when they go to Jokic. Every time
you just
on the
keep
block.
pushing it, and if they're not gonna block, then they're just gonna keep getting hit, and you don't even have to move, and they just keep getting hit, and that's what it feels like with Jokic. So now he's like,
cheating,
this is boring. Let's try to do something else, and if it doesn't work, then we'll go back to the pushing the same button.
He's like, wouldn't it be cool if like Will Barton scored? Let's try that.
I mean, other people want to be involved.
Freaking MVP, man.
King of the game, no surprise.
What? We
The
didn't talk about
MVP
this.
of the league. He also goes by Nikola Jokic. 28 points.
Who's this Nikola Jokic?
15 rebounds, 10 assists. The DraftKings Sportsbook King of the game.
King of the game.
We should have been tallying how many King of the games he's got.
That looks
Maybe we
perfect
are,
on
I
his
don't
head,
know.
though. Like it fits perfect.
Yes. Yes. This is also a classic Nikola Jokic pose.
Super chat from Alexander. Thank you, Alexander.
Calling the MVP deserves a super chat. Thank you, Alexander. Respect to you.
Respect
to you, my man.
Respect.
Dev, you brought it up. The second biggest storyline for me tonight was Will Barton's game. He finishes with 19 points, 7 to 16 from the field. So less shots than Jokic, less shots than Murray, the third most shots on the team. 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 assist. It seemed to me like Will Barton was a focal point of the offense tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, from the opening tip, the Nuggets make sure, and this is actually a good sighting, to know that your teammates are backing you, and you're not on an island by yourself. You could tell that the Nuggets like Will Barton and like playing with him because they went out of their way to get him shots going. They went out of their way to do things. There was a fast break that Barton had a chance to throw it up or just get anyone else involved, and they stopped running. They're like, no, you go do it, because they wanted to make sure that everyone else appreciated the type of player he is, and everyone knew that the narrative going into this game was Will Barton is on the trading block. He's the one that everyone wants out. So it felt like they made it a point to you go do your thing. At the same time, that becomes tough because if Will Barton does too much, that's when it becomes an issue. Will Barton does things well, but when he's able to do too much, if you let that leash go, that's when his issues come in. We got to see that tonight, with an up and down type of Will Barton game. But that's exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get up and down with Will Barton, depending on how tight his leash is.
Yeah, that is the thing, Will Barton. That he's been on a tear for a little bit, and from what I'm hearing, the narrative around town is that Will Barton is he hears it, like, and it's actually affecting him, and he's sort of almost resigned to the idea that he might be traded and not even necessarily fight it because of you, the fans, turning on him. And that breaks my heart. I love Will Barton. Like, he is the heart of the team in a lot of ways. And again, carried us through the darkest moments of the Nuggets in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And the team loves him. You see what it looks like when he plays and he's actually healthy. Like, early on, his athleticism left him, and he was left to take a lot of questionable jumpers, which was just an absolute disaster. But when Will Barton has his legs underneath him, he still makes some like terrible decisions. Like at a certain point when he's streaking down the court and it's a 3-on-1, and he just insists on taking it to the rack when there's wide open guys flanking him. Mm-hmm. He just gets blocked into the stands. Yeah, you're like, dude, come on, Will. But I don't know, man. I don't know. If Will Barton is traded, I think I would. I think I have a hard time with it.
I feel like you just broke some news, but Harrison is usually the one that has his ears to the street. So the streets have been talking?
I don't know. What do I know?
Harrison, have the streets been talking?
I'm talking about Twitter. I don't know.
Harrison, it's very important. People are really disappointed that they're not seeing any ankle tonight.
Yeah, I went with the full jeans tonight. No ankle showing. I mean, the chat got sent ablaze when I had a little ankle showing the other night. So
I would call it distracting.
I can't give,
but like in the best way.
Can't give the chat that much every single game.
That's true.
Every single time.
Gotta go.
You gotta
in small
give and
dosages.
take. Give and take.
Check back tomorrow though. We got back to back. So maybe,
it's also cold outside. It's inappropriate to have this much ankle showing.
Yeah,
at that
it is a
point.
little chilly. Yeah. I just thought it was notable. I'll say it was notable. I don't know if this is the thing. I have no idea. This is total conspiracy. But Will Barton would obviously be in this trade package for Aaron Gordon.
Right.
And it just seemed like he was a very focal point or a focal point of the game plan tonight. It seemed like he got a lot of opportunities right off the bat. He was aggressive. He's always aggressive, but it seemed like he got the ball in a lot of advantageous situations. I don't know. That's just what it seemed like. And the fact that that happened tonight and the trade deadline is under 48 hours away. I don't know. That's just something I noticed.
This is a stressful time of year.
It is. Like the trade deadline is stressful.
Well, it's also when we are very clearly buyers. You know, this is not. I mean, this is new for the Nuggets. Like, there's a lot of times where it's like, should we? You know, we're like kind of jockeying. Like, the team makes sense, sort of. But like this year, it's like, yo, we need to make a trade. Like, are we serious about this? Like, are we going to push all of our chips in? Are we going to take the season that MVP is having and like let it go fall by the wayside?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
I do want to talk about Aaron Gordon, who we talked about on the pregame show a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's just do that now. Aaron Gordon tonight for the Magic.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about AG.
I want to know what you guys thought of Aaron Gordon's game tonight. 13 points, 6 of 13 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Were you... Because I know, D-Line, I know you don't watch a ton of Magic games.
I watch a fair amount. I watch as many as the average fan.
I know you probably haven't watched a lot of Aaron Gordon over the last couple of years.
I would, yeah, you've got me on that one. Dead to rights.
Was what you saw from Aaron Gordon tonight, did that make you more excited or less excited about a potential trade?
Well, I put out on Twitter earlier that he sucks and I'm out, which was hyperbole.
Did you? I missed that.
Yeah. It was within the first 5 minutes of the game. He did good things. He did bad things. It's tough to tell because that Magic team doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know what player does what on that squad. Like, other than Nikola Jokic just gets torched by MVP. That's his role. So he did not look great, but I don't know. And no one but Evan Fournier. Like, you want to talk about an audition? I think that was a career night for Evan Fournier tonight.
He had a good night. 31 points.
He had 31 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, if this was my first, like the first time I'd ever heard of Aaron Gordon and knew nothing else, I'd be like, why are we talking about this guy?
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing here? But he is imposing physically on a defensive standpoint. Offensively, I was not that impressed. I don't know, dude. My mind's all over the place. I don't know what to do.
What do you think, Dev?
I think that we've seen the same thing from Gordon that we see from Barton. Like, we've seen some ups and we've seen some downs. To start out this game, Aaron Gordon was really aggressive. He was very active. Like, got a block, great like bounce passes and cutting, like getting to the rim. He also like was like really active defensively, but this was a game that he had to show up for too. So like he didn't play that well, and it was a game that he had to show up for. Like you said, Fournier, he had a good game, and this was his audition game, but it was also like a revenge game for him. So like there was a lot playing into it for him, and he's the one that stole the show. Gordon like didn't really do anything like too well. It was just the same of what we see from Barton. But at least you know that he has the upside. We just haven't seen it. So, like, I think you have to just be even killed on this type of performance and hope that he plays well. Like, because leading into this, like, his last game was a monster game. Yeah. And maybe it was just, like, jitters or just, like, coincidence or whatever the case may be.
Dude, remember when, what is his name? Justice Winslow.
I was just about to say that.
Absolutely tanked his pre-draft workout for the Nuggets.
Justice Winslow workout.
And now look at him. He's a journeyman.
Yeah, maybe he's just like, league. I'm not even going to play against them. I'm going to play so bad they don't want me.
You know what, Aaron Gordon? I don't want you. You're out.
All right, here's what I'll say about Aaron Gordon. Like Dev was just alluding to, he had a very, please trade for me 38-point game the other night against the Nets when the Magic beat the Nets. Tonight, it felt like he was sleepwalking through really the entire game other than the first couple minutes. And this is a thing that happens to guys who are about to get traded that are on really bad teams. You just like... What?
Gordon Glazer. Hit us. Arrest us.
When you're a good player on a bad team and you just have losses after losses after losses, it just weighs on you, man. I really feel like it just weighs on you. Just walking into like the Magic practice court every day for these last couple years and just knowing you're probably not going to win tonight, it just weighs on you. And I've got to think that's a lot of what Aaron Gordon's going through right now.
Yeah, you'd think he would like get up for a game that is against a team that is actively interested in him. But as Gordon Glazer says, hippo character flips around and does a V sign with his hand while the word victory appears behind him in the background. Thank you, Gordon.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. But if you're the Nuggets, if you're the Celtics, if you're any team trading for Aaron Gordon, you've got to think that, all right, once this guy gets into a new situation, there's going to be like a renewed vigor about him. He's going to like be ready to go.
But like the fact that he came out with this performance against the Nuggets when Tim Connolly is in town. We know this.
Yes.
That to me says like he did like that he wasn't. I don't know. I'm out on Gordon. You're gone. Done.
Okay. I'm still in.
He's in.
My other. I don't know if it's that big of a concern, but something I'm not looking forward to if Nuggets do trade for him is I just don't trust his jumper. Mm-hmm. And now if you look at the Nuggets starting five, the one that they're using right now, take for example Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic. I feel confident with any one of those guys shooting an open three. I just wouldn't feel confident about Aaron Gordon shooting an open three, and he'd be a starter here.
Yeah, while the three-point is down, there will be like some positives. Like you will convert alley-oops with Aaron Gordon
Dunker
there.
position.
And they'll find different like packages and ways to like convert in different ways. Like offensively, I think that they will be better. The shooting, it is an issue because the Nuggets desperately need three-point shooting.
Well, it's just nice when everybody can shoot.
Yeah, and it just forces the defense to have to adjust or like have to like step out, and it gives you space, especially for Nikola Jokic. But sorry, MVP. But I really do think that with Aaron Gordon, there's just a lot of advantages that you do have, especially athletically and like aerial attack that you haven't had in a long time. So. Yeah. There's positives and negatives to both, like all situations. It's going to be a win regardless if they get them, if they don't get them.
I do appreciate the Magic being so inept as a team that we're already able to go past the game itself and just go straight into trade corner.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there anything to talk about in this game that just took place?
We'll see on the other side of this break right here. We've got Brendan Vogt talking to Michael Malone, talking to the players. So we will hear from him soon, hopefully soon. But real quick though, guys, make sure to pick up some Mile High City Copper Lager from your local brewery. You can get it from Breck Brew, the farmhouse, from the source. You can't miss it. It's got that Nuggets Skyline blue can. That's a great option. It's what we usually drink at the bars during games a lot. We've got it stocked up here in the fridge. I had a couple tonight. Not gonna lie.
I've got a few in me right now.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I had a Mile High City Copper Lager tonight. Not gonna front. I had one.
No one's asking you to, bro.
Make sure to pick them up from your local liquor store, from the Breck Brew Farmhouse. A great option to enjoy during Nuggets games. Also, make sure to check out Gabby Insurance. So, what Gabby Insurance is, it's an awesome company. What you have to do is, what's the Gabby Insurance website? Gabby.com, right? GABI.com. Go to Gabby.com, GABI.com
/DNVR.
And all you have to do is plug in whatever type of insurance you have.
Yeah, it just
car
asks you,
insurance, home insurance.
Yeah, you put in the credentials for your current insurance provider.
Yeah.
And then it plugs through and it goes.
I found it like a trick around it is to just go to your insurance and then put in the declarations page in the upload, and then it really does it all for you in like 2 seconds.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, but pretty much you enter in all your information at Gabby.com/DNVR, and it tells you where you're overspending on insurance and just how much more money you can be saving per year. Gabby customers save $961 per year on average. And a great thing about Gabby is they'll never sell your info. So it's not like you're going to sign up with Gabby and then get a ton of spam calls from car insurance, home insurance, whatever, trying to sell you stuff you don't want. It's legit. They compare your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers, and they save you money. Like I said, Gabby customers save $961 per year on average, and also they'll never sell your info. So check them out today, Gabby.com/DNVR. That's Gabby.com/DNVR. An awesome product that a lot of us here have used and are currently using to save a bunch of money on our insurance.
I haven't gone through it yet, but I was shamed by Gabby to find out just how much I've been overpaying.
It makes you, it puts pressure on you to actually change it.
Yeah. Like we put it in the chat, the company Slack, how much I was able to save, and then I've just been ridiculed by everyone by how poorly I've been managing my insurance life up to this point.
What else should we talk about from tonight? PJ Dozier had a standout night. I think he's actually getting a podium game tonight. He's speaking with the media in a little bit here.
Let's go.
But 28 points for Dozier off the bench, 5 of 9 from the field.
How much?
28 minutes. Sorry.
I was like, whoa.
28 minutes for Dozier, 5 of 9 from the field, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And he had a good night, I thought, in the same game where Facu Campazzo, I didn't think had a great night. Campazzo was just 1 of 5. He did have 6 assists, 2 steals, but I just didn't think had a great impact. What do you think of Dozier's night and kind of how he had that game when Campazzo struggled a little?
I mean, we talked about how it was the starters that actually had the issue with the Magic in the third quarter, but it was the backups that actually got him back into the game and got the rhythm flowing. Dozier was a +8, and that's because when he got back in the game, like things were down, and he brought it back to life. He's the life of that second unit. He's who they're going to, especially offensively. No matter what, Dozier's going to get his shots up. Like
Yes.
He's going to get his shots up, but that just goes to show the type of confidence he has and the type of score, like the scoring threat that he is with that second unit. Because when they need a guy to try to score or get things going, you have Facu, who's going to get everyone involved with the passes and everything like that. You have Najee, who's playing extremely hard on both ends of the floor, but you need a score, and that's what he provides. Dozier provides the scoring option, and he's the one that's going to go after it and get it. And tonight he's able to score 14 points, and he's been a really good scorer this year. Like if you think about second unit type scores, he's one of the top guys that gets in there, and he has the idea of being a gunner, but you have to have that when no one else is willing to score.
I feel like he has. I don't feel like he's ever hunting his shot. Like I feel like he shoots a fair amount, but like there are rarely times when PJ shoots the ball where I'm like, oh come on, dude. Like it's sort of in rhythm. Like I feel like he's really finding a groove for his role in this team.
I feel like most of the shots that I sometimes have an issue with him taking are those early or mid shot clock threes.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is he's shooting 40% from 3 this year,
right.
which still hasn't quite registered in my head.
Right.
Because he was such an inconsistent shooter last year. But now he's at 39-40%, so I feel like I've got to kind of recalibrate how I think of those shots.
Yeah, his issues are the shots that come like early in the shot clock because he's the point guard. If he's the shooting guard or like the guy that's not setting other people up, you don't get so upset with it. But he has the ball in his hands, so it looks like he's taking bad shots.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's making them. Tonight was not a night that he shot like particularly well from the 3-point line, but he did everything else and he got to his spots to make shots.
Yeah.
But he's been a knockdown shooter for this like entire year, and he's gonna score. Like he's really a scorer, and the Nuggets need a scorer with that second option.
Yeah. Like I said, Facu, I didn't think had a great night tonight, but he was still in the positives. 1 of 5 from the field, and he's been in a real slump from just shooting the ball.
Yo, we were laughing about the idea that Facu might be the best NBA player that cannot make any baskets.
I mean, who is he in contention with?
Ricky Rubio early on.
Yeah, early Ricky Rubio.
Early career Ricky Rubio.
But it's the thing is, like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, I hope Facu doesn't shoot another basket for the rest of the season. And I still want him to play heavy minutes. Like, he's just in there. He's a facilitator. He's the pest. He's buzzing around. He's getting in passing lanes. When he shoots his three, it's honestly hilarious every time. He has to, like, spring back and wind up and, like, shoot it like getting a pinball.
Well, it's funny on Facu's threes because if you look at the splits, he's actually like a 45% shooter from the corners, but a dreadful shooter from everywhere else.
Yeah, and he hasn't been knocking down that 3-ball lately. But at the same time, he's not tricking us. Like, coming into the NBA, what did they say about Facu? He can't shoot the ball. We knew that he could not shoot the ball. And
doesn't matter at all.
They said he's an elite passer, and we've been seeing exactly that. He's not, like, this is not anything that's shocking us or anything like that. Like, yes, you want him to knock down more shots, but, like, out of the second unit, he leads them tonight in a plus-minus because he's playing for everyone else. He's bringing that energy. He's always around the ball, like very active on both ends of the floor, and he's always going to be in the play, and you need that type of player. Even though he's not scoring right now, you don't need scoring. The Nuggets have like one of the best offenses in the entire league. You don't need scoring. You need everything else, and Facu brings everything else.
Yeah. I just do wonder in the playoffs, and I know the chat's going to hate me, and you guys are probably going to hate me.
Oh, boy. Let me get in the chat so I can also hate you. Damn it.
I just worry about in the playoffs that when he's on the floor, and look, like in the regular season, you don't scheme for guys like Facu like you would in a playoff series. Like, there's not as much of a spotlight on him. And in the playoffs, teams are going to go, all right, we're going to go way under every screen, and we're just going to make him shoot it every single time. That doesn't happen in the regular season. I'm just curious and a little worried to see what happens in the playoffs if teams just really make him shoot it every time.
I think like that is something to worry about, but at the same time, he's going to be going against other backups. Like,
True.
I don't know if they're going to have the same type of like precision, like in attention to detail.
Game plan discipline,
Yeah, so like I think that he'll still be able to do what he does and still affect the game in different ways. Also, I don't think
get out of the chat.
Yeah, that's jacked up.
Get out of the chat.
He's starting to riot. I also don't think that the idea would be like Facu go out there and take 5 threes.
No,
like,
definitely.
He's not going to be in those type of situations. So I think that like while it is a fear that like hopefully he gets better at, I don't think that that's going to be the idea about him, because there still will be Monte, hopefully is
that's
back.
Just it, dude.
Hopefully Gary is back. Like he's not going to be playing as much.
I don't think there's a situation where he has to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Facu, even when put in a position where maybe the defense is sagging off of him and it seems like he should shoot, will still bring pressure, and will at a certain point somebody's going to come, because he can make layups and things.
No, that's a good point, because he's also learned, and he's played at such a high level for so long.
Dude.
He's learned how to counteract maybe defenses giving him that shot.
Harrison managed to get canceled in the chat twice in 2 weeks.
So over for Harrison, dude. Harrison thinks that watching MVP is an 8 on the excitement level.
Y'all need to get off of Harrison's back. Do not cancel
I stand by that take. I stand by that take, absolutely.
Don't cancel Harrison.
No,
like, just don't do it.
dude, I would sooner cancel myself than I would cancel Harrison.
I don't know. I feel like that's the
Peloton
stage that
prince.
every media member has to go through at least once in their careers. Get canceled once. All right, here's another thing I have on my game notes list tonight. Zeke Naji, 12 minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein, 0 minutes. Is this something or nothing?
Well, you think they're holding Hartenstein out to be traded?
No, definitely that's not what I'm.
Oh, they're just holding him
out
out because he's a terrible basketball player. All right.
Well,
fine.
Hartenstein played 11 minutes against New Orleans, and I don't think Najee played. Right? Yeah, Najee did not play against New Orleans last game. This game it was flipped.
Yeah, I mean that's the right answer.
Speaking of flipped, I think that they just flip a coin. Like, you'll be playing
Yeah,
tonight.
because-
Your tails tonight. You will not be playing tonight. And they're just like, next time.
But I mean that's the right answer, right? It's Najee over Hart.
Yes,
I mean,
this is what
that's
I'm getting
the right
at. Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's also like the future. Like, you know that Najee's going to be around. You want Najee around. Hartenstein, like, I think there's a lot of Hartensteins out there. Like, there's a lot of people that can come in and fit that
basketball
role.
players.
Like, yeah, like, and just be a big body out there.
Yeah.
Like, you're in the NBA, so I mean, that's the idea, is that you could come in. Hopefully they get some more minutes from him, but also this is a night that Paul Millsap doesn't even play a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
So like Zeke played over, like around the same as Paul Millsap, and then he takes that role. But when other guys come in, there's not going to be any Hartenstein minutes, and they're trying to like go on like a run right now. So it doesn't make sense for you to like have your guys and then just still be trying to figure it out. It feels like the Nuggets have figured it out right now.
Yeah, what do you guys think about a game like tonight? Like, do you feel as though the coaching staff is looking for anything, or that they're trying to create some sort of momentum, or they're trying to learn something, or is this just we just need to get through this and move on? Like, is there anything to really be gleaned from the coaching decisions, the rotations? I mean, I personally feel like this is just like we just gotta get out of here kind of game. But I'm curious what you guys think.
I think that it's the backup unit. I think that's what they're going after right now, and trying to like fit like those guys in, because Dozier plays a ton of minutes tonight. Facu's been in the rotation and playing minutes. I mean, a lot of that has to do with Monte's out, but everyone knows it's the next guy up type of thing.
Yeah.
You give Zeke some minutes like here and there. You also cut down the rotation of Paul Millsap, who's not, if you think about the playoffs, he's going to be playing like 15 minutes a game and not playing the entire time. So I think that like the idea is this is what our team is going to look like when it really matters. And also it really matters to us right now because we're in like a prime spot to actually go after one of the top 3 spots. Like, we're right there. So let's try to get as many wins as we can. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, it's the Orlando Magic, but this has like been the trend like going forward. And also now you're starting to see like these other teams like have got LeBron has to sit down for a few minutes. You're starting to see other guys that you could like go after. You're like, okay, we need these wins. Let's go with our real rotation.
Yeah. I wonder if a little of it was also just, okay, New Orleans was a Hartenstein game. Tonight was a Najee game. And like we were saying earlier, it's the right decision. I think this is the decision that Denver needs to make if they're looking for who's going to be their 4th big. It's clearly got to be Najee, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't even think Najee played that well tonight, like, to be honest. He was 3 or 4 from the field, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and that's a big thing with Najee. The Nuggets really want him to be rebounding the ball. That's one of his weaknesses right now. He's got to show that he can rebound the ball if he's going to be out there. 5 rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive rebound in 12 minutes. That's a really positive sign from him. He missed the 1-3 he took, but I think it's the right call. I think Najee should be playing above Hartenstein. And you could have even made the case that this was going to be a Hartenstein game because the Magic played fairly traditional. Vucevic and Kim Birch, who's like kind of a traditional center backing him up. So you could have even made the case it was a Hartenstein game, but I think they just wanted to give Najee some run.
Right, which they need to, right? Like, he's a rookie. He hasn't even played in the G League. Like, Hartenstein was the G League Finals MVP, which is just mind-boggling to try and imagine. But
it's not mind-boggling if you watch the highlight, though.
But it is when you think about it.
He looks like Wilt Chamberlain.
Those are the guys that are supposed to be like making it to the league. And it just shows how different and how much better these guys really are.
But I'm saying like the G League stars that we know of in our universe are PJ Dozier, did great in the G League.
Yeah.
Torrey Craig was LeBron James in the G League.
Yeah. Monte was there for a little.
Monte did great in the G League. I mean, there are guys.
Bol was amazing.
Did he play?
Yeah, he played.
He played. He only played a few, but that's right, for the Windy City Bulls. But generally, there's some translation. I don't see any of it with Isaiah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's He just hasn't had it so far this year.
We're like needlessly picking on him, but I don't know, man. Like, I guess it's that time of year because now you're starting to think about, if a trade goes through, there's a good chance that Zeke Naji is part of that trade. There's a good chance that RJ Hampton is part of that trade.
I don't think the Nuggets are going to look to trade Zeke Naji.
Well, I don't think that they're looking to trade, but I think that, like, if they want one of these big chip, high-profile trade trips that are out there, like, there's a good chance that it will come down to a player like Zeke Naji.
Well, so, probably RJ Hampton.
Yeah. Or both. Like, I don't know, especially if we're talking about, like, getting multiple players. But I don't know if it'll happen, but it does, like, kind of just make you think,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jamal Murray, I didn't think had a great night tonight, and then he had that spurt at the beginning of the fourth quarter, hits that three, hits that long two.
Yep.
And those are actually two huge baskets.
It's true.
To give Denver some breathing room, and then Orlando caught up a little more. But I thought Jamal had an okay night. And, I mean, Jamal coming out of the All-Star break, I'm just going to go over his game logs really quick. 16 points, 8 assists against the Pacers, 6 of 13 shooting, 19 points, 5 assists, 7 of 13 against the Hornets. Had the huge game, of course, against the Bulls. Had a nice game against the Pelicans, but in a loss. And then I thought was a little underwhelming tonight. Still hasn't really strung together a couple classic Jamal games yet. And look, I mean, it's just been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, so small sample size post All-Star break, but I want to see him get that consistency back that he had before the break.
I mean, this is just another indicator of where Jamal is in his career and the expectations that are on him, where last year, the years before, like if he was scoring 19 points a game, that's a great game, like for Jamal Murray. Like to be in the 20-point range, that's great. Like normally he'd be around 16 points, 14 points. But, the page has been turned, and he is now the second leg of our dominant 2-man and now 3-man game. Like, we need him to be Jamal. Although, again, though, a night like tonight, like, you can't really draw much from it. Like, that little spurt you're talking about shows what he is possible or what is capable of at any point in time. Like, he's got that microwave switch that he can just turn on. Yeah. And when things matter, like Jamal Murray shows up. So I don't know. To me, it's like he's kind of like on cruise control a little bit, but like 19 points is not a bad game.
Yeah, but also like he finished with 21 tonight, but he also took 21 shots. Like that's where it comes from. And there's good and bad with that. The positive is that he's still out there hunting. And that's what we haven't seen with like Jamal, because he's been turning down those open shots. He also like has been in cruise control where he's not trying to score or do too much. So for him to actually go out there and try to score every single time was like a good thing to see. But also the shots are not falling right now, and it's like you got to make sure that you're doing other things or trying to get involved in other ways, because you can't just be out there gunning every single time. If Jokic is 11 for 17 and then you're 8 for 21, like feed the hot man. Like it's not your night tonight. So I think that was like a positive like showing from Jamal to show like regardless I'm gonna like stay aggressive and I'm like on the up and up, because I started off the break not too well, but also like read the room. Like things are not going well, then like let's get other people involved.
Yeah.
Awesome. Give us a like if you miss Adam.
I said that. That's me.
Yeah, smash the like button.
I didn't mean like because you're not doing a great job hosting. It's just I enjoy Adam.
Oh, I know.
People like Adam. He's a great guy. You're fantastic.
Ray's standing for you right
No,
now.
For me or for Eric?
Nobody wants me.
All right. Well, we should be hearing from Brendan Vogt soon. I have not seen him walk through the hallway yet. So we'll hear from Michael Malone to see what he had to say, and Nuggets players as well. Let's hit another break real quick here. Talk about Manscaped and the Lawnmower 3.0. An incredible product from Manscaped. Something that I absolutely cannot live without. I don't know what my life would be like if it wasn't
like
for
the
Manscaped.
idea that under belt grooming is something you cannot live without. It's very telling.
Honestly, I don't know what I would do.
Very telling.
Yeah. But you guys, visit manscaped.com. Manscaped.com. Use the code DNVR for 20% off plus free shipping. They have tons and tons and tons of products at Manscaped. The lawnmower, of course, everything else to keep your below-the-belt grooming routine on absolute lock. Again, visit manscaped.com, use code DNVR, be the best ball handler this year with Manscaped. You know, March Madness,
reduce us to?
Nuggets game tonight, Manscaped. Be the best ball handler this year with Manscaped.
What is happening? Ball handler.
Yeah. That's a double entendre.
Oh.
Yeah, visit manscaped.com. Use the code DNVR for 20% off your purchase. Also got to talk about DraftKings. I don't know if you guys tuned into the 2-day long stream that we did over the weekend for the first couple rounds of the tournament, but it was
Big Bet
intense.
Bonanza.
The Big Bet Bonanza. I won a bunch of units on Oral Roberts. That was the highlight of my weekend for sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, but make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. They're putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, you win $100. It's that simple. For new users, turn $1 into $100. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the hunt for your shot at winning $100. All it takes is a $1 bet, and that team winning their next game nets you $100. Another one of these just ridiculous offers from DraftKings where it seems like they're giving away money.
They are giving away money.
Yeah, they actually are giving away money. It doesn't even seem like that. Make sure to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $1 into $100. If the college basketball team of your choosing pulls off the win, that's code DNVR to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 years or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Also, before we get back to this game tonight, Zoom Care. Never sit in a doctor's office again with Zoom Care. If you hate going to the doctor, check out Zoom Care. I mean, who wants to go sit in a doctor's office? That sounds like one of the worst things ever. Zoom Care allows you to take a visit to your doctor's office from the comfort of your couch. You can see, hear, and chat with your doctor just like a traditional office visit, but from your own home. So Zoom Care is covered by most private insurers, usually with a copay. Visit zoomcare.com to get started. ZOOMCARE.com to get started.
Gordon.
All right.
Our man, Gordon.
See, Gordon is he's the best. He's the guy. He's the guy.
He a super chat first for Dev.
There we go. There
Then
we
I got
go.
one too. But I mean, the order.
Where's the love, Gordon? Where's the love for the host of this damn
It's
show?
alphabetical. It's alphabetical.
Important thing got brought up in the comments though. Can we talk about Fournier's like?
Yes, thank you, Kale. I was just going to get to that on the other side of that break.
what?
You just got one.
Gordon.
See, it was
Gordon.
alphabetical order. There it goes.
For Harry for not being Harry. Yes. Thanks to Manscaped. Use promo code DNVR. 20% off. All right, we're back here on the DNVR Nuggets postgame show from the lounge presented by DraftKings. Use code DNVR when you sign up. Evan Fournier's forehead. This was a topic of much debate throughout the game here at the bar. Not just with us, but throughout the entire DNVR bar.
A lot of scuttlebutt.
Yeah, a lot of scuttlebutt.
Harrison actually did a real life investigation on this.
Yeah,
He did.
a lot of rumors going on, a lot of chatter.
I need to know.
So I don't even want to take credit for this. Chris Marlowe during the game had maybe the scoop of the year when he came on with a story that said Evan Fournier's 2-year-old put a cupping device on his forehead, and that's why he had the red mark.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
I know, but like, hold on.
Hold on.
Evan Fournier has a 2-year-old that has access to a cupping device.
I assume it is not the 2-year-old's cupping device. It's probably
Yeah, but like, how does
Fournier's.
So, is a 2-year-old cupping like just like a plunger? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
yeah, that's like the market leaves. Yeah.
But then Evan Fournier allowed the cupping device to stay on his forehead.
You wonder how that part of it happened. Yeah.
Like we all received our first hickey at some point in life, except for maybe Kale. And It's very obvious when it's gone past the point. When it's gone past the point of just being, fun to where it's going to leave a mark. I need more. Like, that's the scoop of the year, but it just leaves a lot of questions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering, what was going through Evan Fournier's mind when he sees his 2-year-old holding the cupping device.
And then leaves it on his head for 10 minutes?
And
what's
he's
going on?
for his head with it. And there's just no thought runs across his mind to prevent that from happening.
I got to say, I'm calling BS on this story. Evan Fournier, you're a coward. What's the real story, man?
He blamed it on the child, you're saying?
Yeah.
You can't put it on the kid.
He definitely just wiped out on a scooter, or maybe he fell asleep.
I don't know. I believe him. It looks exactly like a blender was stuck.
I know, but understand, it takes time. He had to just walk around with a cupping device on his forehead for a pretty extended period of time.
Maybe I have a theory. He was taking a pregame nap.
It's true. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no chance. Evan Fournier, you're a liar. You're a liar.
I mean, he probably could have just gone with the excuse of a basketball hit me in the head during warm-ups or something.
Easily.
All I can think about is Captain Underpants. That's all I can think about.
Yeah, the most popular book of
yeah, Dev, haven't you ever been in a relationship?
Oh, the Magic broadcast has a full explanation.
Oh, okay.
The Magic broadcast said he was taking a nap, so I don't know where according to the comments.
Oh, he was taking a nap. See? This is how we
but I
find
don't
this
know.
stuff
Was he
out.
taking a nap on a hot iron? What? I've taken a nap. I don't come out with a
Well,
red.
you don't. You probably don't own a cupping device.
So-
And
oh,
you
wait.
also don't have a 2-year-old.
So hold on. He was. You know what? I can't. I can't.
He
even.
was taking a nap. A
There's too many
2-year-old
loose ends with this
takes
story.
the
man.
cupping device, places it on his forehead.
Too many. I can't.
Thus, it leads to Evan Fournier having his best game of the season.
That is so funny.
Oh man. So do we want to trade for Evan Fournier after this game?
Not for that cupping device lie. I don't want.
Because he's on the trade block as well.
He was good, man. But
He had a good night. That was a major night, and you need that from that position too. You could put him alongside people. I mean, we've already gave the Fournier thing a try.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, he's better. He's in a better spot. So if you miss out on everyone else, you might as well get Fournier. It probably doesn't cost the same.
No.
So why not?
bring him on. But I feel bad that we don't have some sort of vote intro. It's upvote time.
Well, thank God
Time
Brendan
to vote.
Vogt is here because I don't think we could have stretched out that Evan Fournier.
Well, yes, we
talk for
could.
any
And, yes,
longer.
and here's how we're going to do it. Brendan Vogt, what do you think happened with Evan Fournier and his forehead?
It looks like he got hit by a basketball.
Yeah,
See,
true.
that would have been the easy excuse for him to go with.
Chris
go with
Marlowe
one?
said that his 2-year-old put a cupping device on his forehead. Somebody else said he took a nap, but neither of those are
he
satisfying.
took a
answers.
nap. The nap and the cupping device is the same story.
You don't wake
How
up.
are you not understanding
I
this?
see.
Because that doesn't make sense.
I see we're deep in conspiracy corner
Yeah, yeah.
here in segment 3. Do you guys want some
did
nuggets
you?
news, or-
Was you want us to talk about that terrible game?
All right, Vogt. How was the post-game session?
It was good. I mean, obviously, heavy hearts and a sort of heavy tone. Everyone that spoke addressed, the Boulder shooting and expressed their condolences to the families. Just want to get that out of the way now. Everyone who spoke went out of their way to say something. Malone, outside of that, just joked with his coaching staff at halftime that he was nervous as hell because they had played a great first half, and they kind of knew that third quarter was coming.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, and so he said he challenged his guy, at some point in the third, he just challenged his guys to step up, just play harder, rise to the occasion, and they did. Of course, he was asked about the trade deadline. He pretty much just said the front office does a great job. It's up to them. If a move is necessary, I'm sure they'll make the right decision. But he said, look, we're playing really good basketball overall. He also talked about how hard it is to blow teams out in the NBA. He just said it's really, really hard for 48 minutes. At one point, an NBA opponent's going to make a run. And so it just has to be about focus, and he's glad his guys were able to refocus in the fourth.
That's a good point because, that's facts.
for sure.
That's totally true.
I mean, we do it every time. The Nuggets do get up big a lot because they're a good team, and then they don't win every game by 20, and
they're
it
a bad
feels
team.
like, Or you're like, oh, what's wrong with this team? Well, not even the Warriors won every game by 20. That's just not how basketball works.
No.
Easy to forget sometimes, I think.
Oh, Vogt, we need to tell you, by the way.
Wait.
You guys are like conspiring in the comments right now. I don't like this one bit.
All right, what else do I do now? Do you want more?
Did you tell him that how he used to refer to our king and prince?
Guys, it's Facundo Campazzo's birthday. I don't
Whoa,
know if
feliz
you know
cumpleaños!
Malone did say that they had cake to celebrate.
Cakes on
But
the low.
there was a
Cake.
reporter on the call who was asking about this development, which I did not know, you guys. The stadium of the Municipality of Cordoba Club is now known as Facundo Campazzo. They renamed the stadium.
Whoa.
I believe this is like a basketball academy of sorts where Campazzo first started playing competitively.
They just gave it-
Cordoba?
They just gave it his
Cordoba,
name.
Argentina?
His name. The name of the stadium is
So-
now Facundo Campazzo.
We're about to go to Facu Campazzo.
So we're going to go to Facu.
Y'all want to go to Facu?
Dude, I'm going to Facu.
Wait.
Malone said that's quite an honor to be that respected. You could almost see the dad-like admiration in Malone's eyes when he was asked about this. He kind of shook his head and laughed a bit. He said that's quite an honor, and he's not done. He said he doesn't think that's going to be the last thing
gonna
named
get
after
2 stadiums named
Facundo Campazzo. Finally, he talked about the rebounding margin. They out-rebounded Orlando 52-37 tonight, and he referenced an internal stat the team has. Internal. You could probably go back and check this. He thinks they're 21-7 this year when they out-rebound their opponent. So a pretty clear as day correlation there between rebounding success and success in the win column.
I'll check that right now, actually.
Yeah, you do that right now for us, Wind.
They are... I have them as 20-7.
20 and
Okay.
maybe he's wrong. We'll see. But yeah, it's roughly around that figure. We also spoke with Jamal Murray, who was asked what went into righting the ship in the fourth quarter. Why were they able to turn things around? And a borderline perturbed Murray said, because we've been here before, because we have a really good team, because we have more shooters than they do. You get the idea.
I love it. I
Would
love
it
it.
be faster if somebody asked a question like that and he just said, fuck you, and moved on?
I mean, if someone asked that question again, we might get there. Jamal is like, he kind of said it at some point. Like, look, you don't play a perfect 48, but they won the game. They won the game because they're good at basketball. Look, this guy is just not as concerned with the quarter-to-quarter, game-to-game lapses as the rest of us.
Is he worried? Did you ask him?
I did not ask him if he's
Did he
worried.
express
I thought about it, but I balked.
feelings of worry?
He said, yeah, Thrill's in a good rhythm, Mike's in a good rhythm, but, quote, it's not always going to be perfect for 48, but we know that was a winnable game and a game we have to win. Finally, someone asked him about what he's seeing from PJ on the court. Jamal stopped and laughed, and he says, you guys ask me about him like he's a stranger. He says, PJ is one of my best friends. Then he lists a bunch of qualities that PJ has on the court, particularly defense, playing hard, comfortable with the ball in his hands, and he closed by saying that's nothing new for PJ.
Good God. Jamal should have gone to like Disney World today.
Yeah, dude, he was not thrilled to be in the availability today. PJ Dozier was asked about the trade deadline. He said, quote, I'm here to play basketball. That's my job. That's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to be where my feet are, unquote. I thought that was a good answer.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Didn't get much from PJ. Of course, he also spoke at length about the tragedy and went out of his way to express condolences from the entire organization. Then we spoke with Nikola Jokic, who I'm sorry, MVP.
Hell yeah,
There
we
you
did.
go.
Hell yeah, we
There
did.
you go.
who cut off the question, Mike Singer's question about, what didn't go well in the third, what went better in the fourth. Jokic just interrupted him to say, we lost focus. We had a lot of turnovers. We didn't play with a lot of energy or trust. We were kind of slow, hesitant, and sloppy. Later in the availability, he said, we kind of let our offense dictate our defense. Too many turnovers, not running back after missed shots, etc. So, Marlowe and Hastings seem to have this debate seemingly every game on the broadcast about what feeds into what. But Jokic, by all accounts this year, is subscribing to this idea that when they're playing really well on offense, that feeds into them defensively, and that they really have to try to avoid those offensive sputters kind of feeding into those defensive lapses as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it during the game. The Nuggets, if they really wanted to, like, their offense is so freaking easy. If they want it to be, but sometimes they just make things hard on themselves.
So, wait, is this the last game the Nuggets will play before the trade deadline?
They play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. They play tomorrow. Trade deadline is Thursday at 1 p.m.
Yo, plug our trade deadline
Yes,
show.
we will be having a trade deadline show right here from the lounge. We'll be starting before the deadline, going through the deadline, reacting to all the trades that are going on at the deadline, and then for a little bit post-deadline as well.
Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing our immediate reactions, we have to walk back the rest of the season like we did on draft night. Come check us out on the
yes,
when we were all visibly bummed about getting Zeke Naji, and then we found out that he was actually a great pick.
Yeah, trade deadline show Thursday afternoon for the deadline. Stay tuned. Anything else, Vogt? Is that it?
That's it, guys.
All right.
Nice and easy, huh?
All right. Unless you guys have anything else from tonight.
Oh, I'm just curious. Did anyone talk themselves out of the trade after watching the game? Eric.
I think Eric did. Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why. They know. I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's a whole Justice Winslow situation. He knew that we were all looking at him. He knew that Aaron Gordon was the subject of scrutiny. He came out lackadaisical. Justice Winslow tanked. Yeah, Dev has a. By the way, Dev has a new pair of Jordans on every single show.
Gotta put those
it always
up
matches
on the
his goddamn
coffee
see,
table.
I can't put my leg up. I can't do that type of stuff. You guys are very flexible.
This is the
do get
default
sore, yeah.
pose on the lounge.
I can't do those types.
But anyway, yeah. So we feel as though he maybe tanked his interview a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. The Magic are really bad. Like, can you imagine if Barton was in Aaron Gordon's position?
Yeah, but you know who
playing
didn't do
against
you
the
know who
Nuggets?
didn't do bad? Evan Fournier, career night.
Yeah, well, that's
That's a guy that wants.
that's
to
a guy
come
that
to
wants to come to Denver.
That's the
what
point.
it is.
I'm out on Gordon. Gordon, go to hell.
So we have a guy in here.
Unless we trade
unless
for you,
you
and then
are
I'll
on the
open you.
Denver
Who else
Nuggets.
can we
there's a
open
guy
up?
in here, Adam Mares.
Who?
Adam Mares.
Oh, that looks like
Something like
a
that.
salient point. that
Adam
he's making.
Mares.
It's. Go ahead. Sorry.
He said something about it. It's possible tomorrow is the final game of the Barton era, or Harris era, or Bowl era.
Well, one of these things is not quite like the other. I don't know if Bull has an era.
Oh man, Adam, that's a heavy thought. I don't want to think about that.
How does he leave us with that?
Do a shot to close the show.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a heavy thought, Adam. I don't want this
People
to be the
drink
end of the
on
bowl
Tuesdays,
era.
No, but I think Adam brings up a good
He
point.
absolutely
because,
does,
like,
dude.
Gary Harris and Will Barton, two of the more likely guys to get traded, have been absolute staples here in Denver. Those two guys are the two longest tenured Nuggets. The two longest tenured Nuggets on the team. Gary Harris first and Will Barton second, who was traded to Denver midway through Gary Harris's rookie year. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system if one of those guys isn't on the Nuggets, I feel like. And I know...
You got cheated.
Kale, I'm going on a little bit of a rant
He's on
here.
a rant, Kale.
Can you just
go.
chill for a sec?
Let's go.
It is going to be a little jarring, at least to me, somebody who's watched this group of players, Gary Harris and Will Barton, I'm talking about, just be such integral parts of this team for so many years. It's going to be wild if that happens.
I mean, I've said it before, but as far as like the sort of ship of Theseus thing here, like you take Gary and Will out, it's a new ship.
what?
It's a different ship now.
Ship
It's
of
a
Theseus?
Google it. But yeah, I mean, like
Thank you, Kale.
I do think like once you remove those planks of wood or replace them, like it's a different ship. That
Could you wait till I Google it before you go further down this metaphor?
You really threw me. I was ready to nail this, but I made my point. Eric blew it.
Yeah. But I will say though, that kind of changing of the guard, that's honestly something that all great teams have to go through eventually. You know, if the Nuggets were just going to remain a mediocre team forever, yeah, Gary Harris and Will Barton maybe could be on this team forever, but they don't. They want to be a championship team, and when you want to be a championship team, you've got to make some tough decisions. So we'll see what happens at the trade deadline. Should we take this shot and then get out of here?
It's our parting gift
Thanks to all the super chats tonight. We love you guys.
to our family.
Can I make
you.
and to Adam Mares, who I love and I miss. Not even a joke. I miss him.